So, you're getting ready for the British Council's English score test, and you're probably looking for the best way to prepare. Well, you can forget all those random tips you've seen online. In this explainer, we're going to reveal the single best strategy, and get this, it comes straight from the official guide.
You know that feeling, right? That mix of nerves and excitement before a big test? We've all been there. And with so much advice floating around, it's easy to get kinda overwhelmed. So let's just cut through all that noise and focus on what really truly works.
All right, so before we dive into the winning strategy, it's super important to know what you're actually up against. Let's do a quick look at the core skills the English score test is designed to measure.
The test really zeroes in on 3 fundamental areas: your grammar and vocabulary, your reading comprehension, and of course, your listening skills. Now, you're going to want to keep these in mind because the #1 strategy we're about to cover, it applies to every single one of them.
Okay, let's get right to it. This is the heart of the matter, the single most important piece of advice you can get, and it comes from the test makers themselves.
So what is it? What's this big secret?
And there it is. Almost feels too simple, right? The official guide says it plain as day. The best way to practice is to take the test. This isn't some complicated formula or a secret trick. The strategy is all about direct, hands-on experience.
I know what you might be thinking. That's it? And yeah, that's it. But the real power is in why it's so effective. Let's break down the 3 reasons this works so incredibly well, because once you understand them, it's going to totally elevate your preparation.
Let's break this down. First, by taking the test again and again, you get really comfortable with the format. No surprises on test day. Second, you actually start to understand what your score means. And third, and this is the most important part, it helps you identify the exact skills you need to work on. It's like it creates a personalized study guide just for you, based on how you actually perform.
But hold on. Before you go and take the test a dozen times, there are a few things to keep in mind. While practice is absolutely key, there are some important rules to remember. Knowing these limits is all part of the strategy.
Okay, rule #1 is about how often you can take it. You can only start the test a maximum of 2 times in any 24-hour period. This is actually a good thing. It prevents you from getting burned out and encourages you to take a breath and think about your performance between tries.
And on top of that daily limit, there's a monthly one too. You can take it a maximum of 10 times within any 28-day period. This really pushes you to plan your attempts wisely and treat each one like a focused learning session, not just a quick run-through.
So, the biggest takeaway here is this. The most effective practice you can possibly do is doing the real thing. It's the most direct path to figuring out where you stand and improving your real-world English skills. You've got the official strategy, you know why it works, and you know the rules for practicing smart. The only thing left to do now is get started. The path to a better score isn't about finding some secret. It's about putting in the work. So the only question is, are you ready to see what you can do?